Hello and welcome back to my Timeless River toy box. Before I get started, I want to let you know that there may or may not be a video on Wednesday. I'm having some dental work done this morning, and I don't know how bad I'm going to feel when it's done. Hopefully I'll be able to work on a video tomorrow, but if not, I should be able to get the next one out by Friday. Anyway, today I'm going to build Cornerstone Hill, which is the central location in this toy box. But first I'm going to start with the Pier area. Here's some footage of this area from Kingdom Hearts 2. There's a dock on the river with cliffs beyond. The area is fenced in with a wooden fence, and there are a couple of trees in the area. It's also surrounded by hills, including this steep hill on the right when you enter the area. Now, we built the cliffs for this area last time, and they're over that way. And so the pier area is going to go over there. But we have a very limited number of black and white building pieces in the toy box. And the bow tie guy asked me about what's available, so I want to take just a quick moment and cover that, because this kind of limits what we can do in the black and white world. But if you look in the plants drawer, the first 9 pieces in the plants drawer are these customizable pieces. And these are what's available with the Frankenweenie theme. There's some good pieces here, but that's really about it. So you have to scrounge around in the toy box drawers for some additional things. And if you look in the decorations drawer, there's a few things we have. So if we pick this one up, for example, you've got a number of black and white things right here at the very start of this drawer, which can work in the black and white theme, including some sidewalks, a little trash can, and so on. And we also have a few kiln pieces if you're looking for something a little bit more futuristic. There is some brown in those pieces and some metallic pieces there. So it's not entirely black and white, but they could work. And then we've got the picket fence. Trying to pick that up. There it goes. As well as some incredible statues that you can use for some things. If you scroll a little further in decorations, you've got the Pirates of the Caribbean objects. So some of these work really well. These are your black and white objects for that. We've also got the Pixar lamp. And if you scroll over a little further from that, you've got this, as well as this, and a Zurg statue. So you've got a few things there you can use. In Building Sets Group 1, you've got the Briar Hedge Maze, and all of those pieces. They could work. Building Sets Group 2 has this kind of an off-white building. That could work, and I'm actually going to use this for the burning building later in this build. And you've also got a sampling here of some of the other pieces that are available. You've got some rubble. You've got some ledges, railings, a little barricade. A few other little pieces here. In Building Sets Group 4, you have the black and white modern houses. We're going to use these later. And in Set Pieces, you've got the New Holland windmill. And except for a smattering of other pieces, that's really what you have to work with that is strictly black and white. Now the dock and fence pieces that we have that match the look of the area I'm trying to build are brown. And I got to thinking that many of the old black and white movies used sepia tones. So if we permit ourselves to use some brown building pieces, that gives us the variety we need. And it actually doesn't look too bad. So once again, under the decorations drawer, if I can pick it up. So we've got the small fence. Also got this little lantern pole. We've got the pirates' buildings and the docks, and that can work. And so that gives us the variety we need in order to build this area and have it look similar to the original game. And so I'm going to take a little bit of liberty. We're going to use black and white as much as we can, but there's some things we're just going to need brown for. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so the pier area goes over here across the river from our cliffs. And so this is where we're going to start the build. And we'll begin over on this corner of this building piece. And I'm going to go one nudge to the left. And that is where the dock will go. And we'll have to put some stairs on that. And this is a lot higher than I would like, because it's not as high in the original game, but can't really make the river sit any lower without causing problems with the cliffs. So it's just going to have to go that way. And then we'll grab some fence pieces here, pick that up and bring it over. And we can't put these right up on top of things, so we'll get them as close as we can. And by the way, these fence pieces are destructible, so not much you can do about that. The player is probably going to end up destroying some of these in their battles with the bad guys. Just, again, nothing you can do about that. We're going to put two there on that side. And then this will be the pathway leading to Cornerstone Hill. Now over here, there's a gate that leads to the Waterway. So to mark the gate, we're going to use our lantern poles, because I don't really have an archway that I can use. And we'll put this out on the edge of this, like that. And let's see. Yeah, sit there like that. Kind of note where the terrain is there. And the texture on the terrain, because that will help place this in the right spot. So we're going to put one of these here like that. And then we need another piece over here. Oops. Might help if I get lined up a little bit better. And we'll put this one right here like that. Okay, and then we need a tree, and unfortunately the only black and white trees we have are these. I'll pick that up and move it. That's just what we have to work with. We don't have anything a little bit fuller. We just have this short little tree here, and we'll put it like that. And then there was another one kind of over here. It was between two fence pieces, as I recall, but this will have to be good enough. All right, so there is the pier area. Now that we have that, we can build Cornerstone Hill. And here's some footage of this location from the original game. It's another fenced-in area surrounded by hills, and there's also a particularly large hill on one side of it with a treasure chest sitting on it. So let's start here by building the hill, and you remember from the pier footage there's a hill that kind of goes upward from this point, and it was shaped kind of like this. So we're going to use this piece, and you can see where that is in the drawer and what it's called. So we're going to place this as close as we can get in that corner, like that. Let me just double check my screen grab for this. Yeah, I think that's correct. I might move that just a little bit. So now that we have that, we can place our fence pieces, and this should get us pretty close to where Cornerstone Hill is going to go. And I think I'm going to move that just a little bit. I'm going to pick this lantern up and put it down. We're going to use this as the gateway because we don't have an actual archway that we can use. We want to line this up with that fence down there. Again, we're going to put 3 of those leading to this area. And let's, before we move that, let's go ahead and put in our fence. We're going to put in 2 fence sections. And now let's see if we can move this over a little bit closer. Yeah, about like that. So that's where we want that. Okay, since we're right here, let's go ahead and build this hill. And we're going to put 2 of these down here like this, followed by the corner hill. And then we need 2 on this side, and see how it covers up that hole that we left last time. That's why I didn't fill that in, because I knew we would be covering it up. And yeah, corner hill goes here, like that. Okay. And I've got some terrain pieces that I dropped ahead of time to save a little bit of time, because the terrain drawer is pretty huge. I didn't want to spend a lot of time scrolling, but this is the corner block with ramps. And that's going to sit over here, and something isn't quite right here. Hang on a second. Okay, let me drop this here temporarily. And I'm going to pick this piece up and put it down to get back to that part of the drawer, because what I really need is this piece. This is going to sit up here like this. And now we can slide this into place. And we kind of want to build a bit of a peak to the top of the hill here. We're going to raise this up just a little bit, so at the height that you see there. And that's what we've got. So a little bit of a climbing hill there. Okay, and then finding that next piece, I should have put this one down as well. There it is, actually. Alright, so this is going to sit in here as close as I can get to that fence. So just like that. And now what that means is that I'm going to need another one of these blocks. I'll pick that up and put it down. We're going to drop this down. Oops, bring it right up back behind here like that. Next size larger will sit in here about like this. That one will sit in there like that. And then we'll grab this and pick it up. This is the round terrain corner. I'm going to put 2 of these in here like that, with one of these over here on the edge. So that's my approximation of that little hill where the treasure chest stood, and we will put a chest down here when we get a little bit closer to building the logic. And then this piece is going to fill in the back side of this so it doesn't look quite so square. Oops. And let me make sure I got my screen grab right for this. Okay, so this is going to sit on top of those little blocks that we put in there. Like that. That gives you a way to climb up there to them ramps, so you can get up that way if you want to. Alright, let me just double check my build notes here. Alright, and then we're going to put another set of these right over here on the corner of this. And we're just going to build a little climbing tower there. Okay, so there is the hill for Cornerstone Hill, and the fenced-in area is out here around it. So once again, we'll pick up our little wooden fence pieces here and put that down. There we go. Sorry, I was trying to find the right screen grab here. Okay, so we're going to put 2 fence pieces here. And then 2 fence pieces over here. And I'm going to put 2 more like that. Okay. Like that. And then this will be the path that leads to the wharf. Trying to line it up with the one down there. And we'll put 2 fence pieces there. And let's grab that. It's not an archway, but I think it works pretty well to kind of light the openings there. And now over here we have the waterway in the original game, and I did not include this area in my toy box originally, but I've since changed my mind and decided to build it for completeness. So we're going to take that piece of fence out, and we're going to put in another gate here. And a little fence area that leads away from it. Because I think this little area out here does need something. Okay. So there we actually have the area going to the waterway. And this was not in the original footage that you saw, but there is a windmill I'm going to put here because in some of the footage from the game that I looked at, and I don't have a copy of that I can share with you right now, but there was actually a windmill somewhere in one of these screens, and I couldn't figure out where it was. So this is where I'm going to put it. And actually that's the Farmer Mickey terrain. That's not the one we want. It's this one. And this is another one of those pieces. It's not strictly black and white. It's pretty close. You got a little color around the base of it though. But that's a nice windmill that better fits this area, this theme, than the New Holland one over there that's strictly black and white. So that's why we're using this. And I'm going to move this over just a little bit. Okay. So there is this area. Now the next area that's over here is the Waterway. And here's some footage of that. There's a bridge structure that goes across the river here. And again, I didn't include this area in my original footage, or my original toy box, but we're going to build that today. And so for that, let me pick this building up temporarily and put it down. And we have this tower, which I think works pretty close to what we had. And I'm going to sit this, I might have to move this around a little bit. We're going to put that over here like this. And then we had those there like that. And then we don't really have anything we can put across there by way of a walking covered bridge, but under platforming toys, let me go left, I think. We have some rope bridge pieces that I think will work just fine here. So if we put these up here like this, we put that in. Yeah, see, this is going to have to slide over a little bit. I'm kind of building this on the fly, so you get a little bit of an idea of how I tinker with this and try to get it to work. So yeah, those towers had to get a little bit closer to the river than what I had them originally. And the little rope bridge part, I think, looks pretty good. It creates the effect that we're looking for, even if it doesn't look exactly like what we had in the original video game. And then I think it's under Building Sets Group 1. We go to the left to the treehouse pieces. I think we have a railing piece that we can use. I might be mistaken. I know it exists. I've seen it. Actually, I think it's under decorations. And I think it's near the picket fence. Yep, right there. Canyon rope railing. We can use this to fill in the rest of the railing up here for this bridge. There we go. So that's looking really good. And then we'll add in some additional hills and we'll wrap this up for today. So let's start by picking that piece up, because there's some hills that are surrounding this area. So I want to make sure we put these in. And this is going to sit about as close as we can get there. So like that. Excuse me. And then I had another hill that was originally sitting over here. And I think, because I've changed this, I'm going to have to revisit how that goes. But we did have a hill, kind of the backside of a hill that was here. And so I think if we put this piece kind of in here like this, that might create the effect I'm looking for. I'm just looking at the river there. We might have to move this over just a little bit. So this creates a little passageway through there. So we have that, something like that. So actually we could probably move this gateway over here. That might be a little bit more accurate. If I can select this silly thing. There we go. Let's take those out. Bring this up. Sorry about that, I'm kind of changing my design on the fly, but that's my prerogative. Sometimes I come up with things after I do my original playthrough video that I just like it better, and this is one of those times. So we can create our little pathway that leads to the waterway area. I don't think I can place that in there, so we'll leave it like that. And after we get the rest of this area in over here, we can play with these hills a little bit more. So I don't want to do that today, though. So there we go. This is looking pretty good. Even with the brown, it still has that black and white look. So that looks really good. Well, I think that's all for me today. Next time we'll build the wharf area. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe before you go, and leave a comment to let me know what you think of this build. I'd love to hear from you. Take care and have a great day.